Hello. Today, we're gonna start the paint patina process on the Mustang. Now, this whole deal should take about 48 hours, start to finish. So, you know, be checking in time to time. We decided to go. There she is. Not done yet. Me ain't done it yet. I ain't done it yet. But I'm gonna get a good before picture. I'll take a couple stills too. Get a couple stills for befores. Also, try to include them on here. But what we want to try to do, and while we are going the route that we're going, is because, well, Jen's granddad painted this car back in the 80s. I said he has since passed away, quite a few years ago. This is the last car that he restored, and the paint don't look bad. It's just old, you know. It's got some spots on it here and there, which adds character. But we want to preserve as much of that as possible. We want to preserve as much of what he did as possible. You know, as kind of an homage to him. You know, it's Jen's car, yes, but you know, he did, you know, a lot of work to this car to make it Jen's car way back in the 80s. You know, of course, it sat for years and years. It sat for 30 freaking plus years, whatever, you know, in the barn. And, you know, I've been working on it since then, and I've had to do a ton of work. Worst thing for a car is for it to sit. That's the worst thing in the world for a car is for it to sit. They sit, they just fall apart. But, I guess being in a wreck's worse, but you know what I mean. So, what we have decided to do, after doing a lot of research, and y'all probably won't be surprised about this, we are going to Poppy's Patina. We're going to try Poppy's Patina. I'm going to see how she does. And that'll be interesting. I've got enough for 2 full coats, which is why it's going to take about 48 hours for everything to get done. But yeah, we're going to try it and see how it turns out. Because we didn't really want to strip it. We didn't want to strip it down. The car's got character. You know, it's got some little battle scars here and there, and they add to the character. They add to the story of the car, and we kind of want to preserve that. And because even though it sat for 30 some odd years in a barn, it had a life before that, and you know, this is my wife's ride. This is her baby back in high school. So anyway, that's our plan, and I'm fixing to start the process, which is going to be, first of all, got to scuff her down with a cleaner and some, Scotch-Brites. I'm gonna have to hit some what do you call it, sandpaper on a few little places too. Then we'll have to go over it with the then I'm gonna have to pressure wash it. Once we get that part done, pressure wash it real good. And then we'll pull her up inside the garage and go over it real good with the cleaner and degreaser, which is a process in itself. And then once that's all said and done, she should be ready for the clear coat, which is you have to mix it 8-to-1 mixture. 8-to-1, the 8 parts clear coat to 1 part catalyst. This is the pre-cleaner that I will use while I'm doing the scuffing, scotch-briting, whatever have you. And this is the wax and grease remover that I do before I go to this step. So it'll be this step first, then this, and then this. And then after 24 hours, I'm going to have to do this step again, and then this step again, and do it twice. The reason why I'm doing it twice is because I want it to be gloss. And these things here are just some wash and wax and spray and detailer with ceramics that they sent. Cool, don't need them right now. But yeah. So this ought to be interesting. I'm not going to be able to probably get this step done till tonight. The reason being is because of the temperature. Because of the temperature. The temperature is just it's too warm. Too warm, and I need it to. It'll be cool enough tonight to do it. I can pull it up in here. Be out of the. I may have to shut the door partially and then put some exhaust fans in, because you need a ventilated area. But so I will probably do that. I'll shut the door partially, put the exhaust fans up under it, and have that. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this, and I have not been looking forward to this because it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. So, ciao. Alright, here's the just done. Of course, not done. I just did the sanding part. It's wet right now because I just pressure washed it. And sand her down. Then pressure wash the crap out of it. And once it dries, it's going to be ugly as shit. But, then I'll probably pull her into the garage once she dries up, and then do the very next step, which is the grease and wax and grease remover. Next step, wax and grease remover. Boom, that one right there. That one you gotta do kind of methodically and quickly. Rag in each hand, just like the Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. That's how you gotta do that one. But yeah, so when she dries, after being sanded and all that good shit, it's gonna look like that, which is ugly. Ugly. Man, I had some rough spots over here. They're smooth though. They're smooth. That's all that freaking matters. They just need to be smooth. Oh. Is she perfect? No, of course not. But we don't want her to be perfect. We want her to tell the story. And God dog, I just stepped in my soapy water. Trying so hard not to get my shoes dirty. Well, soapy water, so I guess they ain't dirty, but still, they're freaking wet. See? See what I did? It's because I'm a bass. And I probably drank way too much last night. Smoky whiskey, man, that smoky whiskey. But anyhow, my next step will be pulling her in. I may record that because I love the way she sounds. She's a little ugly right now, but she sounds good. Now I gotta do the whole wax on, wax off thing, and then I gotta wait for it to get cool. Which will, all honesty, it's probably gonna be like after 9 tonight, so I'm probably gonna have to wait to do the first application of actual the patina clear till after 9 tonight. I can do the other stuff before then, but that's got to be under 77 degrees. Still needs to dry off some. I'm gonna fire up the compressor here in a minute and go around and get the, you know, nooks and stuff like that, places where water can get trapped. And but yeah, this is a lightly sanded car here. She's gonna look better when she's done, okay? She's gonna look better when she's done. Dang it. I like them rims though. I like the shit out of them rims. Them damn half moons. I had the hardest time finding them things. Finally found them though. Found them out of California. Mike's Hubcaps. Mike's Hubcaps in Orange, California. That's where I ended up finding them at. And they were very difficult to measure too, but got them. So before this video is done, this car is also going to be done. That should be exciting, right? I think so. Alright, ain't got her done yet, but just got done rubber down with the degreaser. Oh, all that's left now, next step, is to apply the clear. Well, I guess it would be mix the clear, then apply it. And that's our next step. But I might have to wait, because it is just, the temperature's too high right now, and the temperature needs to be lower. So I'm gonna have to wait. Should be just a few hours. Should be just a few hours, but I'll do it at night. I got lights in here. I'll light this place up. Get her done. Can't wait. Figure I'd get this in while I got a chance. Before it gets too late. We have done the Poppy's patina, and I'll admit that patina, because of the wipe-on applicator, it streaks. So to contemplate for the streaking, we're having to give her a good buff job. Kind of right in the middle of that. We've done some of it already. Got more to go. But it's going to be dark soon. But, I mean, it does deliver the shine. I'll give it that. It delivers the shine. It just gets some streaking in there too. You know? I mean, shine's there. Like I said, we're doing some... We're buffing on it. Where's my buffer? There's my buffer. Right down there. We're buffing on it, getting the streaks out. I wanted to get this done before it got too dark, though. But it does deliver on the shine. But it does streak. That streak, probably better if it had a vehicle with a lot more of a rust patina. I mean, this one had a little bit, you know, and it, you know, I'm fine with the way it looks right now. Just, you know, a little bit here and there, just some little spots and stuff like that. Want to get streaks out. Working on that. But yeah, I mean, it delivers on the shine. It does for sure. Do I think it's something that an amateur should try? No, I don't. I don't think it's proper for an amateur. I think it's better for a professional. You know? As far as body work goes, I am very much an amateur. I do know a little bit of something though, so I, you know, can figure out ways to work around stuff. And I'm off all week too, so I've got time to fuck with it. But you know, as far as the you know, as far as the shine goes, the shine's there. You know, shine's there. Shine's there. Just gotta get streaks out. Gotta get streaks out. I'm doing that with buffer and all this McGuire stuff. This McGuire stuff seems to be doing a very good job. Get it in the light. Color and clarity restore compound. McGuire's. Yeah, it seems to be doing just fine. We basically put it on and then buff it in with our little Walmart buffer there and then wipe her off. And that's kind of the stages that we're going through right at the moment. I say we. Devin was out here and Devin was like, I've got to go take a shower. Alright, fine, whatever. But anyway, she delivers on the shine. I still love them rims. How them rims turned out. Think they're perfect. Think they're perfect. Just gotta get all those little streaks out from this Poppy's patina. That's it. Delivers on the shine. It just does leave streaks, and what it does is it dries extremely fast, and you have to try to keep up with it, and you have to be very precise. So then, if you go back over an area that's already started to dry, the little cotton applicator pads will pull little pieces of cotton out and leave it stuck to your car. And I ran into that a couple of times. I'm like, oh crap. So then what that made me do, that made me miss some spots, you know, like get too far away from the line. And so anyhow, Poppy's patina, it works, but I believe that you need to know what you're doing. The directions that it gives you is not enough. Not enough. And afterwards, you definitely need to buff and you know, buff out the streaks. It's going to be necessary to buff out the streaks, unless you're just dealing with something that's just covered in rust. You know, I could see how that wouldn't really matter then. This wasn't covered in rust, though. Had some few little spots, and like I said, we just wanted to preserve the paint because it's sentimental to my wife. So anyway, that's my problems. As soon as we buff her out, though, she's done. She's done. So the next thing we may be working on, I'm not sure. Next thing we may, it ain't gonna be the Mercedes. Mercedes is fine right now. It's probably gonna be the old 2500 Dodge, because even though she runs really good, she's got 318 in her. She's obviously filthy, and she needs a couple little things, like some Flowmasters. She needs some Flowmasters. Hell yeah. Anyway, so that's probably what we'll be doing next. Like I said, the poppies ain't bad. Ain't terrible. Ain't terrible. You do gotta buff the streaks out. But overall, for the price, not bad. Alright then.